All right. Now, symptoms. What are symptoms? Symptoms are the effects at the nascent stage of the problem. Symptoms, when unattended, will manifest into a larger problem. So, symptoms are just the nascent stage of a problem. But then, for the problem, there are causes and there are root causes. Okay. If this is clear on a scale of 1 to 10, please give me a 9 or 10 if it is super, super clear. All right. So I wanted to introduce you to the three major things what you should understand in root cause analysis. One is brainstorming. Okay. All of you type BS in the chat box for brainstorming. Very important tool. Okay. The second is cause and effect analysis. All of you type CEA in the chat box. Cause and effect, CED or CEA. Cause and effect diagram is also okay, whichever resonates with you well. And then YY analysis. Okay, you can type the letter YY analysis. Okay, YY analysis. Fantastic. Okay. All right, let us go into the depth of this. And whatever that I'm going to share with you, you would have never seen in such a depth in any of your learnings in the past. Okay, that much I can guarantee you. So brainstorming is the collaborative technique. Okay, one logical question I will ask. Okay, in order to participate in brainstorming, what should you have? Fill in the blanks. You should have dash. This is a jovial way that I ask. In order to participate in the brainstorming, one must have dash. Brains. All of you type brains in the chat box. And give a smiley also, okay? Give a lot of smileys, okay? Now, the point here is, how many of you have brains? Type me in the chat box if you have brains. All right. Okay. No offense, okay? It is just for jovial interaction, okay? I hope you are all having fun now. All of you type fun, F-U-N in the chat box because I want you to learn these methodologies with fun, okay? It is deep, but I would like to make it fun learning, okay? Learning with fun. All right. This is a collaborative technique used to generate creative ideas and solutions, okay? And so participants share their thought freely, promote open discussion without criticism to enhance innovation and problem solving. Okay, right. Let me go into the little bit of depth into this. So in the steps of problem solving, first thing is, okay, list the causes. Okay, if you have a problem, first you should, for every problem is an undesirable effect. If you want to define a problem, it is a gap between the current state, the existing state, to the desired state. All of you type GAP in the chat box. GAP is equal to problem. GAP is equal to problem. The gap is a problem. For example, if your physical weight should be 60 kgs and you are 90 kgs, how much is the problem? All of you type 30 in the chat box. 90 minus 30. Okay. If your salary is, let's say, $1,000 and you wanted $2,000 to survive or $1,700 to survive, the gap is a problem. Okay. If you want a 99.9% quality and your quality levels are only 95, then that gap is a problem. If this is clear, all of you type SC, super clear in the chat box. All right, thank you. Now, problem, another word for problem is also the effect, which is an undesirable effect. If it is a desirable effect, it is not a problem. But if it is an undesirable effect, it is a problem. Okay. So the reason that I'm using the word effect is for every effect, there is a cause. For every effect, there is a cause. You can say outcome, you can say problem, you can say effect, whatever it is, everything is caused by something. So you need to list the causes. The second thing is organize the causes. All of you type LC in the chat box, list the causes, then organize the causes. Type OC in the chat box, organize the causes. Now that you have listed the causes, you'll have to organize the causes. The third thing is analyze root causes. Okay, all of you type ARC in the chat box, analyze root causes. Then all of you type PS in the chat box, propose solutions, and then IS in the chat box, implement and solutions, and finally S and S, which is standardize and sustain. All of you type very simple VS in the chat box, very simple. Okay, now the first thing you must be clear is the problem statement. You must define the problem clearly. That is the first thing. All right, so the question here is, I have sandwiched the questions between the presentations today. Okay, what is the first step in creating a cause and effect diagram? Identify potential causes, define the problem, analyze the data, develop solutions. What is the first thing that I should do? Very good. Define the problem is the right answer. Send a lot of chocolates to people who have typed B, okay? Give a lot of chocolates to people who have typed B. Define the problem. First thing is you need to define the problem clearly. Only then you should. Otherwise, if you start identifying potential causes, the problem is not well defined. You will have the causes for some other problem. List the causes. What tool will you use for listing the causes? How do you list the causes? What tool will you use? Brainstorming. All of you type BS in the chat box. Okay, very good. Okay, the second question is, for organizing the causes, what tool will you use to organize the causes? All of you type CED, cause and effect diagram, okay, or a fishbone diagram, CED. And also 6M in the chat box. 6M is, we are going to talk about man, machine, material, method, mother nature and measurements and all that. Okay, we're going to type. Okay, to analyze the root cause, what tools will you use to analyze the root cause? All of you type YY A in the chat box, YY analysis, or TD, which is tree diagram. Tree diagram is also a sort of a multiple YY analysis. Okay, and to propose a solution, during the proposal of the solution also you use brainstorming, and implement the solution, use action review sheets. Okay, action review sheets. And to standardize and sustain, we use SOPs or flow charts, use flow diagrams, visual type. Okay, okay, so far if it is interesting, useful, valuable, fantastic, awesome, put it in the chat box. Let me also draw some inspiration and proceed with the session today. Brainstorming. All right, thank you very much. Okay, brainstorming. Why should your team do the brainstorming? The first thing, it boosts collaboration. Okay, collaboration. It simulates creativity and it generates diverse ideas. Okay, so collaboration is very important. Creativity, tapping into creativity is important, and getting multiple diverse ideas is important. Now, people gather together and do this brainstorming, but there are some rules to be followed during brainstorming. All of you type RULES, rules, in the chat box. These rules are must and should for effective brainstorming. Okay, now what are these rules? First one is defer judgment. Don't judge when people are sharing some idea. All of you type DJ in the chat box. How many of you like DJs? The second thing is whatever, let them fantasize freely, okay? And you should encourage wild ideas. EWI, type EWI in the chat box. Encourage wild ideas, okay? Let people fantasize freely on the thing. And then once they give the idea, you build on ideas of others, okay? All of you type bio in the chat box. Build on ideas of others. Bio. Build on ideas of others. And I like somebody have typed, let them think out of the box. Very good. But very important is you should always stay focused on the topic. You should not start, brainstorming with multiple topics. You should stay focused on the topic. SFT, stay focused on topic. SFT. And very important is the person who is facilitating the brainstorming should make sure that there is one conversation at a time. OCT, one conversation at a time. And it is good to encourage participants, instead of writing sentences or lines, they can put pictorially. I mean, people draw the flow diagrams, they draw the mind map, okay, they draw some pictures. It's okay. It's better to put them visually. For example, if we are talking about a defect, they can put the picture of the part that they are discussing and doing that, okay? So if brainstorming is clear, go for quantity now. Go for quantity, not quality, okay? GFQ, okay? Go for quantity. GFQ, go for quantity, not quality. We don't want quality at this stage. Okay, so if brainstorming is clear, the rules are clear, on a scale of 1 to 10, please give me a 9 to 10 if it is crystal clear. On brainstorming, let us get into this cause and effect diagram today. It's also called fishbone diagram. It helps to identify causes, root causes, systematically by organizing them and going deeper. Question: in which phase of DMAC methodology, for those who are new to DMAC, is define, measure, analyze, improve, and control, is the cause and effect diagram primarily used? Is it used in define phase, measure phase, analyze phase, improve phase, or control phase? Which phase is it used? Let's see the answers now. Okay, C is the correct answer. Analyze is the correct answer. Okay, it is used in analysis because it's called root cause analysis. Okay. Okay, now 6M. So what are the 6 M's? Just now we spoke about it. All of you type in the chat box instead of me showing the screen. What are the 6 M's? What is the first M? Man. Okay, what is the second M? Machine. Okay, what is the third M? Okay, method. Fourth M, measurement, machines. Okay. Now, some people ask me, okay, intelligent people ask me this question. Why is it man? Even women can work. So instead of man, I've started using member, okay? You can use member. Okay, so man, because any problem, the causes can arise from man, okay? Or the member. Because of the skill issue, because of the will issue. It can come from the machine because of the defective machines not maintained properly, etc., etc. It can come from materials, problem with incoming materials, the input materials. It can come from method. You're not following the process properly or the process is not optimized. It can come from environment or mother nature because the conditions might be too cold, too hot, too sultry, whatever it is, vibration, etc., etc. Okay, it can come from measurement because the process is okay, but the measurement device is an issue. So the variation comes from that. Okay, so 6M is what? So the cause and effect diagram is something like this. Okay, so it has got a head like this, which is like a fish, and then we'll have all the 6 M's on the as categories on the sides. Okay, and then we will write causes inside. Okay, the question: which of the following is not typically found in cause and effect diagram? People, process, environment, financial. Very simple answer. I'm sure all of you will type the correct answer, which is D. Congratulations to all of you. Financial is not in the cause and effect diagram. Okay. Generally, okay. Now, let us get into what is called as cause and effect or the fishbone diagram. We'll talk about what a cause and effect diagram is, when we can use it, different names for this cause and effect diagram. We'll give an example of the cause and effect diagram. We'll see the benefits, we'll see the limitations and tips for using the cause and effect diagram effectively. Okay, how many of you are excited? Type XITED in the chat box. Let me see a lot of excitement today. All of you, when you learn with fun, you must be excited. Okay, I want high energy levels and high excitement when you're learning things so that you'll have a lot of fun learning. All right, thank you very much. Okay, quickly take good notes. Okay, take good notes. A diagram which represents meaningful relationship between effect and causes, called the cause and effect diagram. Dr. Kaoru Ishikawa, 1943. He was consulting Kawasaki Steelworks in Kawasaki shipyards. So he developed these diagrams. Okay. And then Dr. Joseph Juran named it as after his name. He popularized it, called Ishikawa diagram. It's also called fishbone diagram because it's in the shape of the fish. So it gives a proper guidance, concrete action, and tracks potential causes during investigation of the effort to determine whether the item significantly contributes to the problem or not. All right. It's very popular tool. It's all in the root cause analysis, and it can identify all possible causes. Okay, all of you type PC, possible causes or potential causes. Okay, you can say PC is very important. It is not the real causes. It is a possible cause or potential cause. It could be potentially causing. Okay, that's a right statement that you should use. Okay, and we have seen the 6M concept: man or member, machine, material, method, measurement, and mother nature. The question here, what is another name for cause and effect diagram? Pareto, fishbone, control chart, flow chart. Such a simple question, right? Fishbone is the right answer. Congratulations, and chocolates and burgers and pizzas and sweets to all of you who have typed. Okay. When identifying the possible causes for the issues, to identify the contributing root causes, okay, we can use this. And the team's thinking pattern are different. We can align them and guide them, because everybody will tell cause here and there. You know, somebody say man-related cause, somebody might say mission-related cause. Now you put that in an organized, then the thinking pattern is very good. It's very good tool in the Six Sigma project, and it can troubleshoot a manufacturing problem or any other problem. Okay, improve the quality of the product, reduce the number of defects, and improve customer satisfaction. So these are the uses for the cause and effect diagram, benefits, and why we use it is it helps you determine the root cause. Okay, and it helps in group participation and knowledge sharing, indicates possible cause for variation in the process, because Six Sigma is about reducing variations. All of you type RV in the chat box, because variation is there everywhere. There is a variation in on-time deliveries. There is a variation in the defect percentage. There is a variation in our moods also. There is variation in the sugar level, BP. Variation is there everywhere. But this variation is the one that causes instability. To make it stable, we should reduce variations. How many of you agree with me? Okay. So it increases the knowledge of the process. It identifies areas for further data collection. Okay, good. Now, different names for cause and effect diagram is Ishikawa diagram, fishbone diagram, herringbone diagram. Herringbone, I think, is the name of a fish. Okay, that fish is typically looks like that maybe. Okay, and Ishikawa fishbone. Some people call Ishikawa fishbone diagram. I'm not going to read all the scripts. Okay, and straightforward, it's also called as a problem solving diagram from some people, and cause and effect diagram. And today we are going to call it as a cause and effect diagram. So let us call it as CED today. Okay, all of you type CED in the chat box. Let's call it as cause and effect diagram today, with due respect to Ishikawa. All right, the cause and effect diagram, let me go step by step, okay? We've already said, okay, thank you very much for amazing participation today. I'm really excited by your participation. Okay, in the head is a problem statement. Problem is also called as an undesirable effect, undesirable outcome, okay? So you have the categories here. These are all called categories, okay? Measurement, machine, man or members, method, material. These are all categories, okay? So the effect is written here and the causes for these categories are written here, okay? So the question here is, what typically is at the head of the fishbone diagram? Do you write the team name? Do you write the problem or the effect? Do you write the solutions? Or you write some metrics? What is that do you write? Simple question, because once I show the answer, the slide, then the answer becomes so simple, right? Awesome. Okay. Right. So the correct answer is main effect, problem or effect. So all of you, whoever has typed the B, send them a lot of chocolates, send them a lot of burgers, pizzas, okay, and give them some good motivation for those people who send them roses. Okay, fine, Phillips, thank you. Okay, now let's go a little bit deeper. Okay, now causes. Causes are written here. A cause and effect diagram looks like a bone of a fish. Okay, so it's also called fishbone diagram, Ishikawa diagram, all that we have. Some people I have seen somewhere calling Fishikawa, okay, because fish and Ishikawa, Fishikawa. All right, now, so we write the causes like this. So question, what do bones of the cause and effect diagram represent? Outcomes, causes, solutions, and objectives. Okay, so the right answer is B. Again, send a lot of flowers, chocolates, burgers, pizzas to all those people who typed B, which is causes, which is the right answer. Okay. All right, thank you very much. Okay, okay, now I'm going to share something which you might not have learned before, and this is something new. Cause and effect diagram need not be under 6 M's, because generally for manufacturing they follow 6 M's, but if you come to marketing, sales, then you come under 8P. All of you type 8P in the chat box. Instead of man, machine, material, method, measurement, and mother nature, you can put product, price, place, promotion, people, process, physical evidence, and performance. Product, price, place, promotion, people, physical evidence, and performance. If it is a new learning for you, type NL in the chat box if it is a new learning for you. So use this framework. You can take a screenshot of this. Use this framework and start brainstorming, because when you are in sales and marketing, you should brainstorm on the product, price, place, promotions, people, process, physical evidence, performance, and all. All right. I'll tell you another new learning, okay? If it is in the service industry, I recommend you to use 4S. All of you type 4S in the chat box. We learned about 6M in manufacturing, 8P in marketing, and 4S in service industries. What are the 4S? Surrounding, suppliers, systems, and skills. Because a service is affected by a surrounding. How many of you agree? A service is affected through suppliers. A service is affected if systems are not okay. A service is affected if skills are not properly utilized. Okay? And if this was useful, interesting, valuable, fantastic, awesome, just type it in the chat box. Great. Thank you very much. Okay, the 4 simple steps. I wanted to share with you the 4 simple steps for construction of this. State the undesirable effect, identify the main cause groups, identify the sub-causes, and then write the detailed level. Okay, if you see the sub-causes, first of all, we mentioned the undesirable effect or the problem in the fishbone, then define the effect on the fish head, write it at the center right of the chart on the whiteboard. Normally, when you are doing along with the group, put a whiteboard and on the center right side of the board, you write that. Okay, draw a box around it and horizontal arrow around it. For better understanding, we are taking an example of root cause analysis. Let us brainstorm now. Okay, let's do a brainstorming. What are the causes for poor gas mileage? Please put it in the chat box. Let me read all of them. What are the causes for poor gas mileage? Tire pressure, low maintenance, low tire, road conditions, big engine efficiency, oil change needed, air filter, dirty tank, lower maintenance, poor maintenance, air resistance, high wind, maintenance, traffic, road conditions, driver, manpower, faulty sensor, overload. Fantastic. Okay, so we have done the brainstorming. Okay, now what we will do is we'll categorize that under the 6 M's, which is man, machine, method, material, measurement, and environment. Okay, now identify the main cause groups. So 6 M's. So main cause groups, the second step, we brainstorm major categories that are related to the problem. It need not be always 6 M's, excuse me. So it can be in any other category also, okay? For the tire industry, its 6M stands for man, people, machine, material, method, 6M measurement. Let us use this and try to see. So we also say that in marketing industry, it was replaced with product, price, promotions, process, people, and physical evidence and performance. Okay. So in service industry, we said it can be under surrounding suppliers, systems, and skill. Okay. Now we are taking the example of poor mileage of cars. So we will take 6M. Okay. Now we will understand step 3 by taking the problem of the poor mileage in the car, write the categories of causes as branches from the main arrow, brainstorm all possible causes, ask why it happens. As each idea given, the facilitator writes it on the branch in the appropriate category. Let me put this for you, okay? Study all possible causes which are related to poor mileage. Like for example, all of you typed a few things. So whatever you have typed, I'm writing it here. Carburetor adjustment, underinflated tire, poor maintenance, poor driving habit, no awareness, improper lubrication, wrong fuel, engine oil not proper, gear shifting not in sequence, wrong gear shifting, drive too fast, all that. Okay. Okay, so these we have brainstormed and listed all the causes. Now we will organize those causes. Now, if you see under methods, drive too fast, wrong gears, under machinery, carburetor adjustment, under inflated tires, under materials, improper lubrication, wrong octane gas, and under people, poor driving habits and poor maintenance. So if this is clear on a scale of 1 to 10, please give me a 9 or 10 if it is super clear. To identify the root causes. So for identification of root causes, we again ask, why does this happen? And write all the things in the main branch to sub-branch. Continue asking why and go deeper. Okay, after validation of all probability, we'll get the reason for poor mileage. Now we'll mention into the diagram, okay? Now we will mention into the diagram. Let us focus on the diagram now. I've written for you the diagram, okay? Inside this, we have said drive too fast, always late. That is why I'm driving too fast, okay? And wrong gears because poor hearing, he's not able to hear, radio too loud, etc., etc. So finally, poor maintenance has become the root cause for this. So similarly, we can have cause and effect diagram. This is for casing product cracking. Okay. Again, you can organize under this 6 M's. For example, here, poor mold preparation, incorrect heating method, inappropriate casting, and so on and so forth. in manpower, lack of experience, inadequate training, and machines, lack of maintenance, etc. Environment, high humidity affecting casting quality and measurements, inaccurate measuring, monitoring of casting parameters. So this is one more example. So what are the benefits of this fishbone diagram? So the benefits are helps determine the root cause, increase process knowledge, encourage group participation, good tool for brainstorming, identifies areas of collecting data, focuses on causes rather than symptoms, indicates possible causes of variation, and improves team performance and effectiveness. Of course, there are limitations. When dealing with complex issues, the diagram may not capture all the interconnected causes. Okay, that's one limitation. The second limitation is the diagram's accuracy and completeness are subject matter exposed, subject of team. It's not data based decision making, it is opinion based decision making, okay, based on the team's knowledge, expertise, and perspectives. That is one limitation. And fishbone diagrams are qualitative tools and do not incorporate quantitative data. And process of creating fishbone diagram, especially in group setting, can be time consuming. Okay, all right. So here are some tips. Okay, define the problem clearly. I already said that. Involve the diverse team and use root categories wisely. Okay, the categories are very important, what you use for man-machine method and all that, and brainstorm effectively. That's very important. And also ask why repeatedly, focus on quality, not quantity, and be specific, and analyze interconnections and prioritize causes. I'm not reading all the content. I'm not the content guy. Okay, I'm giving you only bullet points. Okay, and test and validate finally, and keep on reviewing, update, and make it as a live diagram. Okay, all of you type live in the chat box. Make the cause and effect diagram as a live diagram. Okay, you can add cards later on. Okay, cause and effect diagram with addition of cards. Okay, cause and effect diagram with addition of cards. Okay, CDAC. All right, so let me ask a few questions. What is the primary purpose of cause and effect diagram? To create a process flow, to visually represent potential causes of the problem, to analyze market trends, or to summarize the project outcomes? I'm sure this is a very easy question. B is the right answer. Chocolates, burgers, pizzas, to all flowers, to all those people who wrote it right. How does the cause and effect diagram help the teams? By eliminating all errors, by prioritizing the task, by identifying the root causes of issues, by determining the customer satisfaction. Okay, so this is also easier answer, by identifying the root causes of the issues. Right answer, pizzas, burgers, chocolates, to each and everyone who typed to C in the chat box. And the final question is, which of the following tools is commonly used alongside with the cause and effect diagram? Histogram, scatter plot, brainstorming, and control charts. Now that you have gone through this presentation, answering would be very easy for you, which is the correct answer, which is a C, which is brainstorming.